Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Senator Victor Ume. I represent Anambra Central Senatorial District. Mr. President, this motion has brought back to us one more time the rampant professional negligence that we witness in our construction industry. Mr. President, so many buildings have collapsed in the past, and they've been brought to the attention of this Senate. But what we have never seen has been the sanction against people who did not do their duties. I'm a professional person. I'm an estate surveyor and valuer. And I know that we have building codes, we have development control and building regulation authorities everywhere, both in the states and at the federal level. The process of constructing a house starts from the design. The architect will make the design. The structural engineer will prepare and review the structural design, particularly for buildings that will go more than 2-3 floors high up. And before these plans can be approved for the building to be constructed, there must be checks to ensure that the building, when erected, can stand. Before we talk about the integrity tests on the materials that we use for the construction of these buildings, very sadly, these things are never followed again. Yesterday, I saw on television the rubbles of this particular building in Jos that collapsed and killed these children. I wept because even the columns were irregular, showing that there was no supervision at all. Nobody supervised the erection of these buildings. Not talk about checking the concrete tests to ensure that the concrete so used and the reinforcements were to specifications and standards. So what we are witnessing here is that people who are employed to render these services, both in the approving authorities and in the construction and the supervision, they have abandoned their duties. And when people are killed, nobody is shown to have been humiliated or punished for professional negligence. So this one now, 20-something children cut down at their prime because somebody refused to do his work. I would want us to pay more attention to dealing with people who do not do their work, because this is the only way you can prevent these things from happening. The professional bodies should actually be put on notice. Council for the Regulation of Engineering, Council for all these built environment professions. They cannot be there, and Nigeria will continue to be embarrassed that a simple building is built, it collapses, it kills people, and those people still retain their licenses. We cannot allow that to happen. So this is my contribution on the area of sanction. If we investigate this one, we have to know and seem to have applied the relevant sanctions. The professional bodies should be able to get all those involved sanctioned and their licenses revoked. Because this one is a murder. 20-something children killed by poor construction of a 2-story building. In a city like Jos, Jos is not a rural area. So while the construction was going on, people were seeing it, and nothing could be done to check the materials used in building this school. So I join my colleagues in supporting that appropriate investigation will be done. It's happened in Lagos, it's happened in several places, but we don't have any feedback on the sanctions applied to the erring officials. So I sympathize with Dickett Plank and the people of Plateau State, though those people who may have died may have come from different parts of Nigeria, because Jos is a city. I'm sure if we investigate it, you must see people from Anambra State who may have been victims of this collapse. So because we're everywhere in Nigeria, once this thing happens, there must be an Igbo man there dying. So I pay very serious attention to this, and I pray that the souls of these children may rest in peace. But those who are behind this must be thoroughly punished, like Senator Aliedo said. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Deputy Senate President.